Forget the basic advice you've already heard. The 28 habits in this video are not a rehash of content from Ali Abdaal, Andrew Huberman, or Graham Stephan. In fact, you will find ideas here that might seem at first odd or counterintuitive, but that's precisely why they work. Because success isn't about following the crowd. Success is about having a competitive edge. It's about being faster, smarter, more creative, more productive, and more resilient than everyone else. So if you want to build and wield the power of the unfair advantage, give me your attention for the next 10 minutes and you'll thank me for the rest of your life. Your mind is your greatest weapon, but if you feed it the same inputs as everyone else, you'll get the same results. Let's change that with the first 5 habits. 1. The unconventional information diet. For 15 minutes every day, I want you to read content that is 20 years old or more. Why? First, because you might rediscover all insights that no one else is taking advantage of anymore. But most importantly, because only losers chase after the trends. Winners focus on understanding the timeless principles and set new trends to their advantage. 2. Read against your bias and domain. Every week, read one piece of content with a viewpoint you disagree with or from a topic outside your core domain. This habit intentionally strengthens your mental flexibility and sparks unconventional connections, preventing bias from blinding you to important realities. 3. Build your idea bank. Train your creativity muscle daily by scheduling a 5-minute slot to write down 10 unique answers to a random question. For example, 10 ways to improve a pen. Because today's random ideas are tomorrow's brilliant solutions. 4. The daily idea to sketch drill. Take every day one interesting concept and use 1 minute to create a drawing or a diagram to explain it. This process trains your nonlinear thinking, rapidly increasing your ability to explain complex ideas and solve problems creatively. 5. Creative walking. When you're feeling stuck or mentally fatigued, go out for a walk without your phone. This increases blood flow to your brain, activates your default mode network, and makes your problem-solving abilities 200% sharper. Learning is not linear, it's exponential. The next 5 habits hack the mechanics of retention, iteration, and problem-solving to ensure you absorb more and evolve faster than your peers. 6. The triple R. Before tackling any complex new problem, run it through this filter. Relate? Is this similar to a problem I've solved before? Reduce? Can I break it down into smaller problems? And resource? Do I have the tools or know the people needed to solve the smallest piece? This immediate problem-solving framework works by streamlining your focus and creating a bias for action. 7. Regular pre-mortems. Before starting a major project or an important week, ask yourself, if this project fails completely, what was most likely the reason? This tiny shift forces you to proactively identify and mitigate risks, turning potential disaster into inevitable success. 8. The 2-day off rule. When learning a new complex skill or topic, take a full 2 days off from practicing or reviewing it after the initial learning session. Cognitive science shows that your brain consolidates memories during rest, so this habit actually speeds up your progress with better retention and deeper understanding. 9. The knowledge transfer review. Once a day, spend 5 minutes teaching a key concept you learned to an imaginary friend or a pet. The act of teaching forces you to structure the information logically, identifying gaps in your understanding and making the learning permanent. 10. The 1% rule. Reject 0 days and aim to improve a tiny 1% every single day. This is your ultimate cheat code. Why? Because improvement isn't linear, it's exponential, and those small daily wins compound relentlessly over time and are the key to unlocking massive, lasting change. Most people are busy. To win, you need to be productive instead. The next 5 habits eliminate low-value labor, maximize your peak output, and guarantee action over endless planning. 11. The leverage question. Before starting any task, ask yourself, can this be automated, delegated, or eliminated? This question forces you to think like an owner, not just an employee, protecting your time and maximizing your impact. 12. The rule of done. Instead of striving for perfection, strive for done. because you don't really know what works or what doesn't until you try it. So take action, get the feedback, and iterate. Relentless action is a much more reliable path to success than chasing perfection. 13. The productivity block. Identify the 90-minute period each day when you are in your flow state with peak energy and focus, and then protect this time block ruthlessly, dedicating it only to your highest impact work. This concentrated effort generates more value in those 90 minutes than in an entire day of distracted work. 14. Ask by default. Once a week, identify one big or small thing you want, write down the simplest, clearest way to ask for it, and then execute the ask. Most people don't get what they want simply because they are afraid or ashamed to ask for it. So by removing the emotional barrier, you'll create opportunities that others think are impossible. 15. Leverage your momentum. When you finish a high-impact task, immediately use the wave of accomplishment to tackle the single most unpleasant task on your list. Yes, the one you've been avoiding. Momentum is a powerful, fleeting resource, so don't let it go to waste. Your mind is under constant attack from clutter, notifications, and low-level distraction. So the next 3 habits protect your most valuable resource, your attention. 16. The Daily 3. Every morning before checking your phone, identify the 3 highest impact tasks you need to complete today. This one habit immediately defines success for your day and gives you clarity of purpose, which is an instant and fair advantage over everyone else who is just busy. 17. The 2-minute rule. If a task can be done in under 2 minutes, do it immediately. Don't add it to a list, don't think about it, just execute. This rule obliterates mental clutter, frees up your time for deep work, and builds tremendous energy and momentum through constant small wins. 18. Define your end of day. Block 15 minutes at the close of your workday to organize your desk and write down the single most important task for tomorrow. This ritual protects your rest by creating a hard boundary between work and life and primes you for a productive start the next day. The toughest battles you face are always internal. The next 4 habits hack your nervous system, boost your resilience, and build the psychological fortress you need to withstand stress and anxiety so you can win when others break. 19. Structured breathing. Before getting out of bed, dedicate 60 seconds to a simple 4-7-8 breathing pattern. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. This simple practice lowers cortisol, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, and guarantees you start your day in a calm, focused, and resilient state. 20. The morning hype hack. Every morning, before interacting with screens, identify 3 things you're genuinely excited about for the upcoming day. This tiny ritual shifts your brain towards opportunity and abundance, replacing anxiety with productive optimism. 21. The Evening 3-2-1 Review. Before you close your day, write down 3 specific things that went well, 2 things or persons you are grateful for, and the 1 major learning or realization for the day. A brain that sees wins and opportunity is a brain that generates success, and regular gratitude shifts your mindset from what you lack to what you possess. 22. The Worst Case Review. Once a month, schedule 30 minutes to mentally walk through one potential crisis, for example, losing your job or a market crash, and write down 3 specific actionable preparation steps. This habit drastically reduces your fear and anxiety, making you exceptionally resilient when real stress hits. True advantage isn't just about what you do, but about where you are and who you know. The next 3 habits help you maximize your success by leveraging your physical and social environment. 23. The Goodwill Multiplier. Once a week, send a non-transactional email or message to a high-value contact just to share something helpful to them, an article, an introduction, or a compliment. Building goodwill is your highest leverage asset. You invest 5 minutes and you build a powerful, resilient network that opens doors others don't even see. 24. Conversational mirroring and reciprocity. Get the most out of your conversations by asking deeper, open-ended questions and genuinely listening to their response. Little tricks like repeating the last 3 or 4 words of the person you're speaking to as a question show that you're paying attention and encourages the other person to elaborate and clarify their intent. 25. Create a frictionless environment. Become your best self with no effort by designing your workspace to promote the behaviors you want and block the ones you don't. Keep your space decluttered too. A tidy space promotes a tidy mind. The freedom to decide what you do with your time is the ultimate form of wealth. These final 3 habits help you protect your time, attention, and resources to guarantee that future freedom. 26. Ask the future cost question. Before making any big purchase or accepting any new commitment, ask yourself, what is the total future cost of this decision in terms of my time and my attention? This instantly filters out commitments that seem cheap now but will drain your most valuable resources later. 27. The rule of financial friction. Create small obstacles between you and impulsive spending, for example by leaving credit cards in a different room or by committing to a 24-hour wait period for non-essential purchases over a certain amount. These tiny acts of friction dramatically improve your long-term financial decision-making. 28. Daily deletion. Every single day, identify and permanently remove one thing you no longer need. An app, a file, a shirt, an unused subscription. This continuous process of deletion ruthlessly cuts low-value tasks and clutter, freeing up physical and mental bandwidth. Now, here's the brutal truth. Most people watching this video will feel motivated for a minute and then they'll go right back to chasing quick dopamine hits and living a life of zero-day mediocrity. But that is not you. You're here because you are serious about winning, so don't try to implement all 28 habits at once. Instead, I have a challenge for you. Choose the 3 habits from this list that resonate with you the most and write them down in the comment section below. That will be your commitment in writing to master those habits in the next 30 days, and 1 month from now, come back and share the results. If you enjoyed this video and want to help me keep creating content, please share it with your friends. Let's try beating the YouTube algorithm together. Thanks for watching and see you soon here, as always, in Changila.